Hey guys, let's get more news from Steelers, but first don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. George Pickens, I can't really produce running short routes. Against the New England Patriots in Week 14, George Pickens had 5 receptions, and while that's the highest total he's had since Week 7 against the Los Angeles Rams, it came with just 19 yards. Pickens wasn't targeted downfield, and he told reporters today that running short routes isn't helping him produce. When it's routes like that, I can't really produce that way, running 5-yard routes, 3-yard routes, Pickens said, responding to a question about the number of targets he saw close to the line of scrimmage, per Brian Batko of the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. Pickens is supposed to be a big play threat for the Steelers. He averaged 15.4 yards per reception last year and is averaging 15.7 yards per reception this year. That includes a 71-yard reception against the Cleveland Browns in Week 2, but since Week 8, Pickens has topped that total in a game only once, and his route chart against New England wasn't pretty. For a receiver like Pickens, that's not what you want to see. He's an athletic freak, capable of winning contested catches downfield and picking up chunk plays. That's not how he's being used though, and it makes it tough for him to produce the way he should and was earlier this season. While he still isn't the best route runner, he has done a little bit of a better job creating after the catch this season, but not to the point where he should only be seeing short routes and targets, especially shorter routes toward the sideline. He just isn't being given much of an opportunity when his targets are coming on shorter routes. With the Steelers fighting for a playoff spot, they need to look to get Pickens the ball downfield. Interim offensive coordinator Eddie Faulkner stressed the importance of getting Pickens the ball more, but it's not about just getting it to him, it's about getting it to him in ways that are going to be advantageous to the Steelers. The Steelers and particularly QB Mitch Trubisky, who will make his second consecutive start for the injured Kenny Pickett on Saturday, need to get the most they can out of Pickens and utilize him in a way that suits him best and helps the team win. We'll see if they can do that against the Colts. If they can't, they might be staring 7-7 and a missed playoff appearance in the face. TJ Watt feels great after returning from concussion protocol, will play against Colts. A few days in concussion protocol did not slow down TJ Watt. The Pittsburgh Steelers linebacker says he feels great and expects to play on Saturday when the Steelers, 7-6, visit Indianapolis, 7-6. Watt reported concussion-like symptoms last Friday, the day after taking a knee to the face mask from New England running back Ezekiel Elliott on the first play of what became a 21-18 loss to the Patriots. He left for a brief period before being given the okay to play. The perennial All-Pro said he had stuff going on when he reported to the team facility the next day. He returned to practice on Tuesday and was cleared by an independent neurologist Wednesday night. Watt, whose 14 sacks are second in the NFL, added a tinted visor to his helmet for the majority of the New England game. He declined to get into specifics about the decision, pointing out that he's worn a visor during pregame and during practice, adding that it's not something that's new for me. Watt also laughed when asked about the tests he underwent before getting cleared to return against New England. "We can break down every little thing that I do," he said. "I think it's funny how things get caught on camera when you could do things other times that aren't on camera. So I'm not going to get in all the specifics and into a debate about it. I'm focused on this week and the Colts." Wild commercial proposal sent Steelers 2-time Pro Bowler. The Steelers could be the ideal landing spot for a 2-time Pro Bowl champion and former Super Bowl champion. In a hypothetical trade scenario proposed by Joe Tanzi of Bleacher Report, the Steelers could show interest in Tampa Bay Buccaneers offensive tackle Tristan Wirfs. Wirfs is mentioned as a potential solution given the long-running attack on Tyron Smith's impending free agency. The Steelers could make a big splash in the offensive line trade market to protect the interior in the coming years, Tanzi writes. The outside-the-box hypothesis would be to call the Tampa Bay Buccaneers about Tristan Wirfs. Tanzi also mentions Wirfs' expiring deal as a selling point for why the Steelers should explore the idea of acquiring the young tackle. Wirfs still has 1 year left on his contract, albeit an expensive one, but the Steelers can tie the 24-year-old left tackle up because of his NFC status, Tanzi writes. Steelers needs elite players at every position to keep up with the Eagles and San Francisco 49ers, and one way to do that would be to send some draft picks in exchange for a left tackle who could start within the next 10 years. Tristan Wirfs, born January 24, 1999, is an American football offensive tackle for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers of the National Football League, NFL. He played college football at Iowa. Wirfs played high school football at Mount Vernon High School, where he also excelled in wrestling and track and field. He won the state discus throw as a sophomore, and Iowa State and Iowa Hawkeyes both offered Wirfs scholarships within the next month. He committed to Iowa in winter of his junior year in December 2015 and was a four-star recruit. During his senior year of high school, Wirfs helped Mount Vernon to a state semifinal appearance in football, was named an Army All-American for football, won a state wrestling title in winter after cutting 30 pounds, and won the discus for the third straight year and shot put for the second straight year in spring at the Iowa State Track and Field Championship meet. He was honored by the Des Moines Register as the best boys prep athlete in the state. As a true freshman, Wirfs started 7 games at right tackle, becoming the first true freshman to start at offensive tackle in the Kirk Ferentz era. Through the season, he worked on being more aggressive against defenders. Before his sophomore season, Wirfs was suspended for the season-opening game against Northern Illinois for an OWI arrest in late July. After his sophomore season, Wirfs broke the Hawkeyes' hang-clean record held by Brandon Scherf, setting the new mark at 450 pounds. He also said a focus of his junior season would be to translate his weight room exploits to the field. An injury during spring practice caused Wirfs to miss a few weeks of practice. Following his junior season where he was selected to the first-team All-Big Ten and named the Conference Lineman of the Year, Wirfs announced that he would forego his final season and enter the 2020 NFL Draft. Wirfs was drafted by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the first round with the 13th overall pick in the 2020 NFL Draft. As a rookie, Wirfs started all 16 games in the 2020 season, only allowing 1 sack to Khalil Mack of the Chicago Bears in Week 5. Wirfs played and started all 4 games in the Buccaneers' playoff run that resulted in the team winning Super Bowl 55. He was ranked 89th by his fellow players on the NFL Top 100 Players of 2021. Wirfs started all 17 games for the Buccaneers, before suffering an ankle injury in the wild card round of the playoffs that kept him out the remainder of the Buccaneers' 2021 season. After another strong year performance-wise, Wirfs was named to his first career Pro Bowl, as well as garnered a first-team All-Pro selection. He was ranked 41st by his fellow players on the NFL Top 100 Players of 2022. And you fan, what do you think of the Tristan Wirfs situation? Leave your opinion in the comments.